Hello there, my name's Colin. I think education is all about the future, but I think we're in dire need of a rethink about exactly which direction we're heading in. Now, back in the day when sea monsters ruled the world, we used to think the world was flat. But since then, of course, we've discovered the world is round. Here is Earth from space. And so too are all of Earth's systems. This is the hydrologic cycle. And here is the carbon cycle. Drawings not to scale, I should add. And here's another cycle, a natural cycle. So we've got a tree here, and what feeds off the tree? Well, perhaps a caterpillar feeds off the tree. And then perhaps a small bird comes along and feeds off the caterpillar. And then maybe a larger bird, a predator bird, comes along and feeds off that. And what happens, as we all know, is eventually all these forms of life die, they fall to the ground, the nutrients get returned to the soil, and the soil enables us to regrow other plant life, such as another tree. It's a cyclical system. Our world works in cycles. So our world has no straight edges. It's round, it's cyclical. That's the way it is, that's the way it works. But someone should tell our industrialists. And we should tell them because they've invented a linear system in which we take, we make, and we dispose. It's a system that can't possibly work long term because it relies on an infinite supply of raw materials. And of course, they're not infinite in their supply, they're diminishing. And it also relies on an infinite amount of land in which to store our waste. And it's a very wasteful system, this linear economy business. And not only is it wasteful, but it's damaging on all sorts of levels. Take employment. Employment is falling, credit levels are falling, but low-wage labour, well, that's kind of rising. What about energy and material prices? Well, they're certainly rising. In fact, they're rising exponentially. That's a real problem. So some clever people are starting to ask new questions of our industrial system. We could mimic nature and build a cyclical system that had no waste. What if we could use things without using them up? What if we built a system that regenerated both the economy and the natural world? And it did that rather than simply protected the natural world. Let's go back to sea for just a second to meet a sailor, Ellen MacArthur. She didn't come to fame for slaying sea monsters. What she did was she became pretty good at racing around. And Ellen gives her name and her energy to what's called the Ellen MacArthur Mission. Here we are here. And we promote an idea called the circular economy. We work with schools, with universities, with business and with government to promote the opportunities the circular economy offers. Our economic reports indicate the size of the prize is around $2 trillion US per year worldwide, and that's a figure to make even flat earthers take notice. Now, for the circular economy to take hold, we need something. We need the next generation of designers, of business leaders, of material scientists, of energy specialists, of systems thinkers to engage their mind in the circular mode. So what do we have for you, the educators? Well, we've got all sorts of stuff like lesson plans and videos, case studies and competitions. In fact, we've got a competition running just now. They're all free to download from our website. You can get involved there by visiting that site address you see at the top there. And we also offer free CPD. Now, I want you to do a favour for me, just right now. I want you to do me a big favour. I want you to jot down my Twitter username or my email address, and I want you to write to me to say, I believe the world is circular. Go on, do it right now. I'll send you a bunch of teaching materials and I'll speak with you about that CPD and about that competition so you can meet Ellen MacArthur too. Right, so we think there's a press need to rethink the future. We're the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. Do you care to join us? Thanks very much for listening.